Hey guys, what's going on? This is G36 Assault, and for today's Beast Weapon episode, we're going to feature the M416. Now let's start off with reading some of the stats off of the Battlelog website about this weapon. So the M416 was developed by a famous German weapons manufacturer as a more reliable version of the classic M16. The weapon is essentially a fusion of the M16 and the G36 Assault Rifles. The M416 is reliable and accurate with a moderate recoil and rate of fire that makes for an effective all-around weapon. Now let's read the characteristics of the weapon. It has auto fire, has single shot fire, no burst fire, has a rate of fire of 750, so that's pretty good. Ammunition is 30, it holds 30 rounds, standard magazine, and it holds the 5.56 times 45mm NATO round, and the range is long. So I have gotten about 83 kills and 22 headshots with this weapon, and my shots fired at 3,375. My accuracy is 11.3%. So I haven't used this weapon very much because, well, I haven't actually used a lot of weapons in the game very much because I don't really play this game that much. But that's, you know, it's not bad. But whenever I do use this weapon, I really like using it. Right now, let's go ahead and go to the pros and cons of the weapon. So number one is it shoots great at full auto. I love using this weapon and pretty much all the M16s in this gun at full auto. I don't know why, but the groupings of the bullets are very good, and you seem to get people a lot better shooting full auto than shooting in burst mode. I don't know why, but that just seems like it for me. So it's very effective at full auto at medium distances or short distances, but you know, when you get onto the long distances, it's not very effective. Now number two is it has manageable low recoil, and that's what I like about it, and that's what why I like using full auto with this weapon, is because the recoil is not so high, so I can use this weapon just continually and the recoil is not going to be kicking you up like an AK, you know. And number three is it's very consistent. The weapon just feels like you're always going to win the battle, something like that, and it's just very consistent weapon. The groupings are very consistent of the bullets, you know, the bullet spread is not very far off each other, so it's just a consistent weapon. And now it's going up to number four, and number four of the pros is it looks awesome. So that's, I don't know why that would be a pro of the gun. It doesn't really have anything to do with how the gun functions, but I don't know what it is about it, but it looks so awesome. And I actually got an airsoft version of this gun, and the airsoft version that I got is full metal and it replicates the real steel very nicely. So if you guys want to see the me like kind of talk about the weapon, that's at the end of the video, so go skip to the end of the video if you guys want to see that. And also I'm gonna post some airsoft footage of me actually battling with this weapon in airsoft wars at the end of the video, so if you guys want to check that out, go right ahead. Now for the cons, I was actually thinking long and hard for this, but I couldn't really find a con for this weapon. I don't really know. No cons, all pros. Right now we're here on the Heckler & Koch website. This is the manufacturer that made this weapon, and here we have some, you know, real steel history or how they made the weapon or whatever. So this is what it says, and if you guys don't want to listen to this, skip over it because it's kind of a long read. So the HK416 5.56mm round was developed by Heckler & Koch for U.S. Special Operations Forces as a major product improvement of M4 M16 type carbines and rifles. Using the HK proprietary gas piston system found on the G36, the HK416 does not introduce propellant gases and carbon fouling back into the weapon's interior, making the most reliable of any M4 M16 type weapon. So actually guys, I'm not gonna read all this is way too long, but that's pretty much it. And I've actually seen real life footage of this gun in action versus the Colt M16 or Colt M4, you know, currently the weapons that are being used by the US Army, and it's very much more reliable and just fires a lot better than M16 and M4s made by Colt. So this M416 is actually an upgrade from the M16A3 and M16A4 and all those weapons. And the reason that I picked this weapon as my beast weapon is because it's of its consistency. Like I said a million times already, but I'm just saying it's very consistent, and the weapon fires at a very good rate of fire. It's pretty perfect for me. In my previous Beast Weapons episode, I said that I don't like high rate of fire weapons like the F2000 and FAMAS because those run out of ammo a little bit too fast for me, and I like to take enemies one by one. And I don't like to, you know, go into a herd and just pretty much kill like 5 people in a row. That's not my kind of style. I like to flank enemies and kill one by one. And this is a perfect kind of weapon to do it. Alright guys, now I'm finished. Thank you for watching. You can go ahead and go to my gaming channel and my airsoft channel if you guys want. But here is the real life footage of this weapon. Alright guys, now we're just going to start the front of the gun, and I'm going to show you guys what the externals are so you guys can get an idea of what the gun looks like. So here are the front flip up sights. You just pull these 2 tabs, you can flip it up and do the same thing to flip them down. And right over here we have the first sling mount. It's ergonomic, so it's good for your left-handers. Right over here we have the handguard. This consists of 4 9-inch rails, so you can put a laser, a flashlight, or a handguard right over here like I did, and just, you know, pimp out your gun. Right over here on the top, this 9-inch rail actually extends all the way to 15 inches, so you can put a scope here or pretty much anything. I put a red dot sight, and I think it looks pretty nice that way. So let's go over here to the body of the gun. This is the left side of the gun, and of course we're not going to have any trademarks because this is not a real steel, but they did replicate the real steel or the airsoft gun as good as the real steel. So, you know, besides the trademarks, because they don't really have licensing for that. Okay, now let's see over here. Here we have the bolt release, and right over here we have the trigger, obviously. Right over here, actually, we have this fire selector. So this is single, and this is auto, which is pretty cool that it says 30 rounds. But you can, of course, you know, put a drum mag on the gun and have like 100 rounds in a real steel. So this is pretty cool. So safety, single fire, and full auto. And I believe on the real steel, these are red markings instead of white markings like on this airsoft gun, but that's okay. Okay, now let's take a look on the right side of the gun. Here we have the charging handle, and you just pull this little lever right here and you can pull back the charging handle. If I pull it back too much right now, the gun's gonna fall down, so I'm not gonna do that. Here we have this thing. I actually don't know what this has any purpose for, this little bump over here, but if any of you guys know that, please leave it in the comments below. I'm not a gun expert, so sorry about that, but I don't know what this little bump here is supposed to be for. Maybe it's just for external look, I'm not sure. Over here we have, actually I'm not sure what this does in the real steel. I apologize for this again, but I'm not sure. I think it's, I don't know what it's for. I'm gonna have to research that in the future. Here we have the magazine release. Just press this and the magazine drops out. And here we have a dust cover. So let me open this dust cover up. There we go. So as you can see, here's the little thingamajiggy, which loads the round in. But for this, it's the hop up. If you guys know what airsoft is, you would know what hop up is. But yeah guys, that's pretty much what the gun looks like, and now we're going to try to compare it to the M4A1. Alright, now we're going to compare the looks to the M4. I'm not sure if this is an M4A1 or some kind of other M4 variant, but it looks like an M4. And here we go. Also on the real steel, I don't think this this fixed stock is present. I think it has a crane stock just like that over there on the real steel, but I got one with a fixed stock. Go!
Dan, you ready again? Yeah. 1, 2, go! Oh, fuck. All right, good, good. Nice. That hurt. We can't stay here very long. We can't stay here very long.
Yeah, I know.
All right, come on. Ready to suppress? Go, 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 go. Alright, I need one more next to me.